Welcome everyone to Fighting for Freedom. I am Davida alongside my husband, Yaya, where I fight, you fight, together we fight, and we are fighting for freedom. This is a platform designed for those individuals who are fighting for freedom. Um, Today we have a very, very special guest for you guys. We have a young man who is recently released. Mr. LJ will be joining us today. Babe.
Good evening, and welcome to Fighting for Freedom. This platform was created to give a voice to those the system tried to silence, to tell the stories of struggle, redemption, and truth that often go unheard. Tonight is different. Tonight is powerful. Tonight, we're not just talking about freedom, we're witnessing it. Our guest LJ had just come home after 26 years behind the walls. 26 years of life, time that can never be given back, but a journey that deserves to be understood. This isn't just about incarceration, it's about survival, it's about growth, it's about what happens to a man when the world moves on without him, and what it takes to come home back and stand again. So tonight, don't just listen, but feel this, because this is what fighting for freedom is all about. Let's get to it. Brother LJ,
Sir, what's up, bro?
assalamu alaikum, bro. Welcome.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullah. What's up, bro? Appreciate it.
Well,
Man, yeah, glad, man. Good to have you here, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
so how you been? How you doing?
Um, really got my ups and downs. Some days is better than others, vice versa. Um, just coming out here, you just don't know what to expect. There's a lot of lost time. I was in there. I went in there when I was a kid,
Hmm.
so I only been out here what 5, 6 months.
Wow.
So, um, support is really like a big thing. Anybody that did that amount of time and come out here and come back out here into this world, you're gonna need that support. And if you don't got it, man, I'm telling you, man, most likely, man, dude's gonna fall flat. Um, with me personally, I don't know. I just got a go get it mentality. So, um, even being in prison, at a young age, and just having a life plus 50 sentence, I just felt like it was just important for me to educate myself to my situation and just fight. You
Right.
know, I never had the give up mentality. I never gave in. I just fought. So, that entails, being dedicated, going to the library, staying focused. I call it ducking landmines,
Hmm.
sidestepping landmines because, there's a lot of them in prison, and you make the wrong decision, man, you can get stuck. So, with me personally, coming out here into the world, I just didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And everybody that's been supportive or that's in your life, they have these expectations of you. Things that you should, how they expect for you to be, how they expect for you to carry it. Um, yeah, I mean, me personally, my goal is, well, my focus was just basically just coming out here and surviving. Because that's what I did my whole life. I went to prison as a kid. Before that, I was all in. I was in the hood every day. I went from the hood to the penitentiary. So
Mhm.
my whole life, all I knew was survival. I never got a chance to really live life. All I know is surviving. So when you come out here and you're around people that don't think like you because they life not like yours.
Right.
So they expect for you to move a certain type of way, like how they move and how they operate.
Mhm.
But they life not like yours.
Right.
So it's impossible for them to see from your perspective, and sometimes I just feel like, man, if they can't understand that, it's like to me, they don't understand English. You understand? So I just be feeling like, I just been blessed to have the support that I have, man.
That's what's up.
You know, Allah is the greatest, man. I mean, He surrounded me with some good people that been very supportive. And to be honest with you, man, all of it haven't come from family.
Right.
And people might expect that, but That's not the case. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's really a whole new world out here, man.
Yeah.
Everything is new. I'm talking about, man. Even the people that you think you gotta relearn
Yeah.
them. It's everything is new. So when I came out here, man, I focused on my business. Um, my focus is really like mentoring the youth. Like I said, I came in when I was young, and before I came to prison, it was all struggle for me. So I know what that looked like, and I know what missing in the kids' lives. I know what's missing in their life. So I just try to be hands on with it. I show up at their schools, pick them up from school. I show up at their sports practices, whatever they involved in. If they're not in sports and they want to get enrolled in sports, I put forth the effort to do that. If they get good report cards, I take them shopping. Like I just try to show up for them and let them know that they matter. I'm here. Call me. I'ma show up. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's what me and a lot of other guys was lacking when I was young, when I was a kid. You feel what I'm saying? Like going to prison young and being around guys and just having conversation, you know, you just realize that, dang, we had the same circumstances. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? And we come to prison 15, 16, 17 years old with life sentences. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I just know what it takes, for the young kids to be successful, man. And I always tell people that support equals success. I sincerely,
Mhm.
I wholeheartedly believe that. And yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at in my life right now. I've disappointed several people. That's because they have expectations of me or for me, um, that I don't know. Like I'm just not. We just haven't been on the same page with certain people because you know they haven't walked in my shoes. Like my journey hasn't been their journey,
Right.
so they don't understand the mental aspect that come with being locked in a box for 23 hours a day for almost 30 years.
Whew.
Like nobody really understand that. And
Mm.
then you just drop right back off into society and they expect for you to just
Get it.
get it. You feel what I'm saying? When it's not that simple, it's not that easy. And when you react to situations a certain way, people look at you like something is wrong with you. But this how I've been reacting to situations my entire life.
Right.
I've been out here for just a matter of 5 or 6 months.
Mm.
I've been in the hood from the time I was born to the time I was 15, 16. Then I went to the penitentiary. So all I seen was, you know,
What you
that's
see?
that, that's all I seen. So so my whole mindset of being in the hood was surviving. My whole mindset of being in prison was surviving and just trying to make it out of prison. You feel what I'm saying? So coming
Right.
out of prison and being out here in society for just a matter of months, I'm around a whole different circle of people who don't think like that, who don't move like that,
Right.
and it's refreshing to me to be around them people because now I can relax a little bit.
Right.
But it's still mentally, you still react to things the same way that you so used to reacting to them, like for almost your whole life.
Right.
So I just think that when them people see me react to certain situations the way that I've done my whole life, it makes them feel a certain type of way. But that's all I know. And sometimes a person only do what they know.
Right.
So I'm gradually learning how to get out of that mindset, and think past my past. But some people don't have the patience. Some
Hmm.
people don't have enough grace. So some people just remove themselves from my life. And that's I'm not okay with it, but I learn to be okay with it. You know,
Hmm.
um, just sometimes, just learning that I'm just not for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
like just like being in prison. A lot of people gave up on me and a lot of people didn't. So I just gotta continue to grow, continue to put forth effort, man, to mature mentally, to think
Ooh. Looks like we lost LJ. Hopefully he will get back on with us. But we are fighting for freedom for those who are here. Thank you guys for coming and checking us out. We are here every third Sunday, 7 o'clock. If you want to come on the show, if you are fighting freedom for someone, if you know someone in the system, you have in your impact a family member, you are welcome to come on the show. If you have content yourself and you want to, display your content, you can come to the um, Black Box Radio family. We will be glad to have you. Jack, can we go to commercial for 1 second until he comes back really quick? Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, you guys, for the interruption. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning back in with us. Um, you were speaking on, you had to walk away from some people, maybe they walked away from you. First, welcome home. Let me get that out the way.
I
Welcome home,
appreciate that. Thank
sir.
you.
We need you guys out here for sure. I heard you speak about, some of the problems that you're having or situations that wasn't as pleasing when you came out. And I will say that it's people who've never been to prison who are having some of the same struggles you're having, believe it or not. And that isn't to minimize your struggles, that's just to say that some people are still just lost, left behind, without even going to prison. So being in prison since you were 16, uh what was that like, them doors shutting, and you had to come to the realization, wow, that I have life plus 50 something. what
I
what,
mean,
what was that like?
to be honest with you, it's real. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? Like, you 16 years old, you know, you you kind of be a little naive, thinking that, you're gonna give it back on your direct appeal, which take like a year. So, this is the talk that you tell yourself,
Right.
so when that get denied, and you like, damn, I got 10 years to file my post conviction. So now you waiting for the 10 years, you trying to forget that file before 10 years, what I mean? That get denied. Now you
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, what else can I file in court? So it's like, you got to come up with all this money for these lawyers to
Man.
file these motions that might not even get a hearing. And it's like, it's all mental.
Right.
Like being in there, I done seen people kill themselves because they just couldn't take it. It was just too much. Had a
Yeah.
life sentence, and especially when you go around case manager, go to see the case manager, and they basically tell you like, no change, remain maximum security, because you don't have no release date at the end of your sentence. So
Right.
it's like you in maximum security your whole life, locked in a cell 23 hours a day. You coming out for 1 hour, and you trying to get your shower, you trying to cook something to eat in the microwave, and you trying to get a little 5-10 minute workout in, because you don't want to work out in a cell because you got a cell buddy. So
Right.
that's what you don't want to do. Then you get in the shower. They telling you hurry up about the shower. You got 5 minutes in the shower. So you trying to hurry up and get your shower so you can get in the day room. Might want to cook your food. It's so much you got to do within an hour time frame. Then you right back in the cell, pressing your bunk, trying to find something that you can watch on TV. Or you tired of watching TV, you just want to read a book. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is your life for
Right.
most of your life. This how
Right.
you've been living your life. So, and then not even talking like, when you go through them lockdown times, when the jail locked down. Like one time we was locked down for a whole year straight. No showers, no commissary, no nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and you just locked down. You feel what I'm saying? You washing up in the cell. Like, it's just, so it's mentally, when you come out here, you really try to, I I don't know, try to live a normal life. You
Mm-hmm.
try to, you try to walk the walk, you try to talk the talk, and but then you have them days when it's just like a straight meltdown. Like, damn, you know what I mean? you
Yeah.
know. And then it's them other days when you got so many positive people around you that it make your day feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
If it make you feel loved, it make you feel like, you mad and things like that. So I
Right.
don't know. It just I don't it just was a struggle being in that, man. And you saying the same thing in prison, the same thing you see on the streets, the same thing you been saying in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Everything except for cars. You just ain't see nobody driving a car. But it's the same thing that happens in prison that happens on the street. So it's like you still growing up around it. And you come out that cell every day and your whole thing is surviving. You know what I mean? Surviving, man. You it's just, and that's the whole thing. That's most of my life. You come
Yeah.
out here, I'm around people, man, they well lived. They've been out here their whole life. They travel, they've been on planes, they got money, they doing good for themselves, and I'm just out here just like I'm just coming out here. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm trying to get in the mix and I'm trying to groove that way, but mentally it's taking some time.
Right.
Now, people might see me, I'm out here, I got my business going, I'm thriving a little bit, and they might think that I got it all together because I make it look good. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But mentally, it's a struggle. And I just don't think people understand that, man. Like
Right.
only ones that really understand is the ones that really walk that walk. Like
Yeah.
I might get phone calls from guys that been down with me,
Mm-hmm.
that been locked up with me. And they might be venting to me like I'm doing right now.
Right.
Like
Right.
they might just be having a moment. You feel what I'm saying? Or they might text me and say, yo, if you don't hear from me in a few days, that's because I'm having a mental moment, yo. So just give me a few days. You feel? But I know what that's like, though. I know what that's like. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just a tough situation, man. Growing up in an environment like that for most of your life, and then just being dropped back off in society, man, and just say, man, figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what I would suggest to guys that just coming home, man, they got to invest in a therapist, man.
Yeah.
They need somewhere to really like, they need that outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Cause once it build up, I mean, most likely, man, most guys gonna spaz, man, if they can't control it, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it can be overwhelming. It absolutely can be overwhelming. You feel what I'm saying? So if a dude don't have that control over his emotions, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna really end well for him. Like I always tell my guys, man, call me. You know what
Right.
I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? I might call them and I might vent for a whole hour and a half, or they might say, man, you sound you going through something, man. I'm about to come get you or meet me here.
Right.
You feel what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I just have a moment like that. You know what I mean? But I don't always share them moments with people because a lot of times when you get into disagreements with people, they throw moments in your face. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? Like the moments of that you feel like that they feel like is weakness, they might try to throw it in your face during an argument or two. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just choose not to be that vulnerable around certain people and just keep
Okay.
some things in house, So,
Yeah.
it's tough. It definitely ain't easy, man, adjusting back out here into the real world. I know sitting in prison, we all think that it's that simple because
Right.
a lot of us always say, I can't wait to go home. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And yes, you can get that done with the support,
Right.
Allah willing, with that support, and it's going to be times where you just have that mental meltdown and you just need time to
Right.
just figure it out and just try to regain your focus, what I mean, before, you lose control of your emotions and make an emotional decision of some sort. You just need that time to sometimes just reset, man, and I think that's important for dudes to do. They do got to take that time to reset, man, because it's really not easy though. It's really not.
So let me ask you this question. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta turn my light on. I'm sorry, guys. It just went out. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So take me to that release date when they said to you, you going home.
I mean, going through that process, I mean, basically like most of my life, that's what I was hoping for. That's what I was
Right.
fighting for, Them late nights, being in the cell, you reading your transcripts and you got paperwork spread out all over the floor and you around the library every chance you get, just doing your research. This is what you fought for. So when that moment comes, when they say release, it's like, okay, I'm going out here into the real world. So it's that excitement, but it's
Yeah.
also anxiety that come with the excitement. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So it's like you out here in the real world now. you really gotta get it together. And then you really gotta stay focused. And then you really gotta, so the excitement really didn't last that long. Like I have moments, like I tell people now, like this moment in my life, I supposed to be full of joy.
Mm,
I supposed to be overly excited. Like I used to yearn for this. I used to yearn for this, like pray for it, crying out to Allah, just praying for it, just you know, and to be out here now, it's like certain situations and certain moments, it takes that joy from me. Like
okay.
it takes that excitement from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, this is a these is moments that I supposed to really be excited about life,
Yeah.
but certain moments and certain situations just take it from me, and I just be feeling so down and so overwhelmed. And I'm like, and sometimes I get the reminder, when my friends call me from prison, I get the reminder from them, on how bad they want to be out here. You understand what I'm saying? So, I adjust my thoughts then, but
It's hard.
certain moments and situations, man, take the joy from you, man. Like it steals it. It
Um,
steals.
that's heartbreaking. It humbles you. It definitely humbles you. It allows you to extend grace in situations where you probably didn't think grace needed to be extended. Um, I'm glad you're out. I'm glad you're able to matriculate the way you are. I'm glad you did start a business. So let's talk about this business. What is this business you have going on?
Well, this is a business that I started while I was in prison.
Okay.
Towards the end of my bit, I actually started the program. I wrote the war in. I wrote the social workers. I sat in a cell. I came up with a curriculum. Because first I was just, it was just once I received a letter from social workers saying that I completed every program that prison had to offer. I
Okay.
didn't want to just sit around.
Right.
So the first thing I did was I went to school and I got my paralegal degree. I did that first. So
Okay.
once I completed that, I had extra time on my hand. So now I'm sitting in a cell and I just come up with a curriculum. You know what I mean? And the curriculum is aimed towards helping educate and guide the youth into a better future, into a brighter future. So I presented it to the social worker. I presented it to the warden. The warden sent the letter to the social worker saying, "Man, get with him. That's a great idea he has. See what days he need to get it started." And it was on from there. So once I got it started, they would come around. They would, observe the group. They like how I was going. Now it's running in 3 prisons. So because it was received so well, I got my LLC while I was in prison. So
Oh,
when I
okay.
came home, I just hit the ground running. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm very passionate about it. I go to these kids' schools. I'm invested wholeheartedly. I go to their practices, their football, their basketball practices. If they want to get involved in sports, I pay for out of pocket.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I do. Like if they get good report cards, I tell them let me see it. If it's good report cards, I take them shopping. I let them get what they want.
Okay.
I just really try, and they can call me anytime. They call me all the time. Whenever they do call me, I shows up for them. You
There
feel
you
what I'm
go.
saying? Because I know the difference that make.
Yeah.
Growing up, I didn't have nobody to show up for me. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So just to being able to show up for these kids and let them know that you there for them whenever they need you, it makes a difference, a big difference.
So who's with you? Who's helping you with this program? Like, do you have volunteers? Do you have other people who assist you in assisting them?
Oh, absolutely, man. I have some good people around me that's assisting me. Some very good people, man. They've been consistent in their assistance. And they've been very helpful, man, to get me to where I'm trying to go. Yes, man.
Okay. All right. And so do you have, is it school age? Like, I mean, elementary
Yeah, well,
school?
yeah, five. I mentor 5 to 24, 5 years old to 24.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
man.
You probably definitely need some hands in there. You probably definitely need more support. I would say fighting for freedom supports.
Okay,
I don't know what we could do to help in this program, but it's a great thing. We don't, of course, don't want to let the kids down because they definitely need
absolutely.
that. So what is it? What would you say your biggest um I don't want to say problem, but the biggest thing that you had to deal with so far coming home?
Um, just adjusting, just adjusting, and really not having the time to focus on me.
Okay.
You know, I just been so much catering to everybody else, and trying to be there and show up for everybody else, that I haven't even really taken the time out for me. You know, and I'm starting to feel that effect. I'm really starting to feel that effect. Um, and that's something that I should have did coming out the door. You
Okay.
feel what I'm saying? But it's the way how my heart beat, like, and just coming from struggle and just knowing the struggle. Um, I just try to show up for people and just try to be there for people as much as I can. And that's things, and that's how I felt when I was locked up. Just wanting somebody to be there for me and just show up for me and just somebody that I can just count on, rely on. I just know the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have somebody there
Mm-hmm.
for you, like even growing up. My
Right.
mother died when I was 13. My
Oh
father
wow.
he was just absent. So
Right.
from the time my mother passed away, until the time I went to prison, I pretty much raised myself.
Yeah.
So, my mother died when I was 13. I went in prison at 16. You feel what
Mm.
I'm saying? So that's just been my whole life. It just been nothing but struggle. You feel what I'm saying? So coming out here, just not wanting to struggle, it really keeps me on my toes. It keeps me busy. It keeps me really pushing my brand and really trying to, make it a household name.
Okay.
Um, and sometimes, I fall short on sleep. I might get 2, 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm okay with that because I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I'm doing something that
Right.
I want to do. I got people around me that tell me get some rest, take a break, and I tell them not right now. I'm just trying to get to a place or to a, in a situation where you know I will be able to rest and I will be able to take a break. But I feel like right now, but I'm still trying to build my brand and get things established. I'm just not ready to do that right now. You understand what I'm saying? So it just keeps me busy. It keeps me out the way. It keeps me focused. Um, and it's just something that I just really love to do, like
Um,
sincerely.
let me ask you this. So with your program, with your nonprofit, is this something that you pitch to the city? Is this something that you pitch to the school board?
That's something that I'm actually in the process of doing right now. Last week I had a meeting with one of my close friends that was incarcerated with me. He been home for some time now, probably like 10 years or more.
Okay.
He had like 167 kids in his program.
Woo.
So I've been meeting with him lately. He been basically like let me sit in on his meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, basically taking me to court, take me to the courtroom to show me how he speak up on the youth
Yeah.
behalf, how they recommend the youth to his program and things of that nature. So I'm learning a lot from him, just being around him really showing me the ropes. And also I have my lawyers in my corner as well. Like one of my lawyers have a daughter that's an intern in the public defender office.
Okay.
She's she's spreading the word for me, passing out my business cards and things, to her constituents. So to me, this is a very exciting time moment in my life. It's just something I'm very excited about, man. Just being able to reach the youth, and just try to guide them and try to create a brighter future for them. So I just know what I needed and what I was yearning for when I was that age. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get the kids everything and more. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it though.
Okay. I think Josh said someone wanted to call in. Josh,
Okay.
who wanted to call in? I'm not sure if they have the number. Oh, it's someone named Lady J Media TV. Welcome, Lady J. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. I think Jai is going to work on getting you in and getting you on now so that you can join in on the conversation. So one of the things that I believe that the kids need is that like it's so many things that they need, but they also need someone to talk to. They also need that psychologist. It's nothing bad to seek therapy. it's nothing bad to have that non-biased person to turn to. So is that something that's also incorporated in your program?
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You know, a licensed therapist is definitely on. They definitely on hand. You know, the kids will definitely get those services. They will get a lifetime mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being able to pick up the phone, you know, and talk to either me, you know, another mentor, a therapist, you know, whatever they going through, they will have somebody to speak to about.
Good. Lady J just said therapy is super important. It is. You need guidance and a skill set to adjust in this society. I know there are a lot of people, who I have connections with. I have a lot of nurse friends who got their nurse practitioners starting their businesses, and mental health is a big thing. A lot of my nurse friends who have their NP have that practice. So I'm sure that they probably would be willing to collaborate with you. I can definitely put that in the air and put it out there and try to get you a little more, help and some assistance with your program altogether. I'm sure that
Absolutely.
they'll be willing to join. At Baltimore Bob to Everlasting Brother Love LJ. You got the comments jumping. They here for you. They supporting you. Absolutely.
I appreciate the love and support. But absolutely, we definitely can lock in after this. We can exchange numbers.
Right.
You know, I would love to tap into your resources, however you can help in any
Right.
type of way, but definitely be a blessing.
Is it time to go to break, Jai? Are we going to commercial break right now, or should I keep going? Because I think we have went in at one point. Yeah, you got a bunch of. Okay, welcome back. That was a little break, just a little intermission. Again, this is Fighting for Freedom. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for returning with us. We are on every third Sunday at 7. We'll bring a new guest every third Sunday. If you have a loved one who is in prison, if you are an impacted loved one, please send us an email. If you want to come on the show, we'll welcome you. Our email address is fighting the number 4 freedom at myyahoo.com. Don't forget the myyahoo.com. And if you have some content and you want to have it presented on the Black Box Radio channel, join the family. We would love to have you. Reach out to Black Box Radio at Gmail. That's BLAKBOXX@gmail.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back, Mr. LJ. So we were just talking about support, networking, growing your business, helping you out with these kids. Um, like you said, we can definitely exchange some information later. I can help, get the word out, so that we can get these kids some help. I heard you say that, you don't have much time for yourself. It's important that, you know, yes, you want to grow your business and get it running at 2 hours of sleep, but it's important that you take care of yourself too.
I
I'm
agree.
sure that in us collaborating and me getting the people out, um, she says, I'm going to call in. Okay, Miss Lady J, if you can call in, come on. Jai, give her the number, I guess, to call in. She says she's ready to call in. Um, and
She's on the line. She's on the line.
she is, okay. You know Miss Lady J?
I know Miss Lady J.
You do?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I guess she'll be coming on in a second. But it is, I think it's important that we all get that breather, though. Even if we can't, you know, go out to the beach or wherever, sometimes we just got to take that 10 or 15 minutes. I know when I was at work, when I work from home now, but when I had to go in the hospital, I would just go in the bathroom for like 5 minutes. Sometimes I wouldn't even turn the light on, and our bathroom is big enough. It was a bench in there. I would just keep the light off and sit on the bench for maybe like 5 minutes. Like, just let me take this mental health break because it's a lot. Life is a lot.
Right.
It is. It's a lot. And when you don't have those avenues to help you deal with it, like you said, everybody not gonna be on the same page as you. And sometimes it's not supposed to be, but you definitely have to, be able to assist yourself and help yourself and get that breather thing. You there, Miss Lady
Right.
J?
Yes, good evening, everyone. How are you?
Oh my
What you doing,
goodness.
Miss
So,
J?
Welcome. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I just want to say this is my first time actually seeing the show. I did subscribe to the channel because I do want to support, and I'll be tuning in when you have the show. And I wanted to say congratulations to LJ for coming home and hitting the ground running. And like I always tell him, to take your time, don't rush. You don't owe anybody your
Mhm.
time. You got to take care of yourself first. And like I said, surround yourself with the people that are going to be patient enough to support you in your process. So I wanted to say to you also, sister, that I do appreciate your show, and I just wanted to find out a little bit more about your show and what it's about, so I can support it as well.
Absolutely. Not to take any light away from LJ.
No,
This
you
is
good. You good.
right, but so my husband, he is incarcerated, and he's been in there for an extremely long time, and he wanted to use this platform or a platform period to sort of get his story out and let give shine some light on his story. So he wanted me to do the podcast, which I couldn't. Like, time just didn't permit. So I reached out to my friend, a really good friend of mine, who already had this set up, and I asked her how she could help us. So, in the midst of us trying to figure out how we can get his story out, he said, babe, I didn't want it to just be limited to me. It's a lot of us in here in the struggle, it's a lot of us in here fighting. He was like, I want to be able to open this door up to not just myself, but others. So, initially, we would have guys call in from in prison to uh, tell their story, and they would be live on the show. And then we ran into a little snag where we were supposed to get, permission from the institution to do interviews. Or so when we ran into that, we said, okay, let's restructure a little bit. We still want to talk to these, young men and women who are fighting, and we don't want to limit, just not that we did, anybody who fighting for any freedom. If you wanted to come on the show and talk about that, you can. So we had live people who were not just calling in through the phone, but actually on the show, like Mr. LJ is. So that happened like last year sometime. Our first guest, who was, out in the street, and he wasn't incarcerated. He was just, again, someone who was fighting on behalf of these young men and women, and just trying to shine some light on it. So we've just been rolling from there. We get people, who want to come on, like Mr. LJ, and it's a list of people who really want to come on and who's fighting, and that's where we started. And so now me and my husband, we just do this every third Sunday. I wish I could do it more. I'm going to try to do it more since, my work situation changed. I don't have to go in the hospital every day, all day. I'm able to dedicate a little bit more time to this. So hopefully it's something we can do maybe a couple more times a month as opposed to just this one Saturday. I'm sorry, this one Sunday. So we've been doing this now for a little over a year. I think our first guest, yeah, it was like 2024 August, I want to say, was our first guest. August or September was our first guest on the show. So we're coming up on 2 years, and it don't even seem like it now that I had the time to think about it. You there? I think we might have got disconnected from Lady J. But for
No, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay. Is she there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah, so that's where we
Oh,
started, and that's where we at.
okay. I didn't want to take up too much time. I was just going to say,
I
we can
can't
talk
hear.
later. But I love that what you all are doing, and definitely lock me in. I would love to
Is she still there?
support you as much as I can.
Yeah.
I actually work with the men and women who are incarcerated, and they go going to court with them and all of that. And so I would definitely love to connect with you and work with you and support you in any way that I can.
Absolutely, and vice versa. If it's any way that Fighting for Freedom can, support you and what you're doing, I'm more than willing to assist and help. That could be
Okay.
another conversation. Absolutely, because I've been to the
Yeah.
legislative sessions. I've done all of that stuff, and I still do. It's not something that's
Hmm.
period and done. I'm gonna continue to fight. I'm gonna continue to fight
Right.
and for my husband. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we probably run across each other, but we didn't know
Okay,
the
maybe.
person. So yeah, because I'm down there a lot too. But we probably have seen each other in person and just walked right past each other. But I'm glad
Probably.
I was able to talk to you and and check out your show and what you're doing. And please tell your husband I'm praying for him.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I hope that he'll be able to come home soon. I really do. I
Yes,
hope he'll be able to come home soon.
that's what we're pushing for. And thank you so much. Thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for logging
You're
in. Thank you
welcome.
for
You're
subscribing.
welcome.
Yes, like, share, and subscribe, guys, so
Yeah,
we can get this thing rolling.
I definitely will. Have a
Yeah.
great night.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much for calling in. So Miss Lady J, is that who you? That's the interview. That other interview you said you did.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that
Okay,
interview with
okay.
her.
Yes, I'm glad she connected. So
Yeah,
that's how we network. That's what we do. We network here.
Miss
You
Lady
never
J,
know.
good people.
You
Yeah,
never
she
know
good
who you
people
want
though.
to. It is. That's what's up. It sound like it. It sound
Yeah,
like
she
it.
good people.
It is. So with your program and helping these kids and coming out, I know that it's an adjustment. Um, I'm not sure how, like I said, Fighting Freedom can help, but we will assist. We will assist in any way that we can. And are you
Okay.
limited to just Baltimore City?
No, I'm actually not. I know starting next month, um, I'm working with some people that I'm going to be starting the program in Hagerstown starting next month. We're going to start the
Ooh,
process next month. So I'm just trying to really, branch out. I'm just really trying to touch as many communities as I possibly can. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, like I said, I want my brand to really be like a household name.
There you go.
Um, I mean, because I come with passion. So people that surround me, that's offering to help, offering to volunteer. I tell them if they're not coming with passion, then I can do without it because these kids need love, sincerity, and passion. And you got to be dedicated. You feel what I'm
Yes,
saying? So
yes.
that's why I be so tired because I'm ripping and running and really doing everything myself at the moment.
Right,
I'm not in a situation where I can hire people right now. You feel what I'm
right.
saying? So I'm really hands on myself. And not only that, like I show up for court for guys that's still in prison that have court dates. I show up when I speak on their behalf. In front of the judge. I'm constantly just going to court for guys and just being supportive overall. Of my friends because when you locked up that long around the same individuals, it's like a brotherhood is really formed.
Right.
And they really become your family, to be
Yes.
honest with you, and
Mm-hmm.
closer to you than your own biological family.
Absolutely.
And that's what it be. So I just try to always be there for them guys, always show up for them. So I'm here for the kids, I'm here for the guys, and I'm just trying to. I haven't really found time to really settle in and get my thoughts, together and really focus on me. I've been
Right.
so busy focusing on trying to do this and do that for everybody else, trying to appease everybody else, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't done that for myself yet. So
I
that's
think
something I gotta try to figure that part out.
I think one a resource that you probably could tap into is, I know a lot of the colleges and universities, um, and I'm speaking of like Essex, the and of the 4-year universities as well. A lot of the students there, they have internships that they have to, do to in order to get their degree. And for those who might be leaning towards, let's say, being an educator or something like that, they might be able to come and volunteer with you, even if it's something as simple as helping them with their homework and tutoring or spending some type of time. And they can use that as their hours for their internship. And then that could also be them helping you out with your business, with your
Okay.
nonprofit. Um, so I would probably look at that, as a way where you don't feel like you ripping and running and helping them with homework. Like if it's someone who's struggling with a class or whatever, you get an intern and they not paid, they need it for school and they can help a certain amount of students. They can tutor. Like you might be able to dig into those resources as well, so that you don't, not to say that that's going to make your load lighter, but at least you'll have that assistance.
Right. Yeah, like I said, after the show, we're going to exchange information, so we can tap in with each other. Like those situations like that, you can help try to guide me through because it's something that's brand new to me. So I
Uh-huh.
probably need your help on navigating that.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna need your assistance. All the help I can get. I'm just really trying to, make my brand a successful one.
Right. If someone in the comments want to know how can he get a 6-year-old into your program, does it has to be, um, like you said, you take them from what,
5 to 24.
24, right? So yes, we got to get the resources that you need to help, with your program. And I do know that like John Hopkins University,
Yeah.
I absolutely know that they have programs similar to yours, and I'm quite sure that they will probably give you resources. It's somewhere along this line that we can help you help these kids, and you won't feel like you're
Right.
putting yourself out.
And your assistance is definitely welcome. I definitely embrace it wholeheartedly. As you see, man, I don't have all the answers. I'm still
Right.
trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So your guidance, and your resources that I can tap into or that you can lend me, it definitely be a benefit. But to anybody who want to get their kids involved enrolled in my program, they can just call me. And we can do we can do the enroll process. My number is 667-442-7688, and you can just call me. Let me know how old your kid is. Give me all the information, and we can start the enroll process from there.
Okay, I hope everybody heard that. Say your number one more time for them.
667-442-7688.
There you have it, guys. Anybody who have a child or know of a child that could benefit from his program, or that knows someone who can assist and volunteer and help this young man, with his program. We got to build up the community, and he can't do it by himself. He need all of us. So anybody that knows someone who can help and who can assist him, and getting this program off the ground, getting it running, not only finding kids that need the program, but someone who can help and assist him with the program. And we can definitely tap into these universities and colleges and see who needs an internship. Absolutely. Matter of fact, they just opened up down on Madison. Is it Madison down that with a recreation center they just built? I'm quite sure it's some resources in there that can also help and assist.
Is the
So
recreation center on Madison?
yeah, like Madison and Edison Highway, like it's new. Like I think it's called Chick Web. It's new,
Chick
and it's
Wag?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that it just opened probably not even 2-3 months ago.
Okay.
It has a swimming pool there. It's so many resources, and I know that they can help and assist these kids. They probably need more kids there.
I'm gonna go down there tomorrow, inshallah. I'm gonna go down there
Yeah, and just
tomorrow.
see what
I'm
they
try to
have
touch
there.
bases with some people. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yep,
familiar with the area,
absolutely.
so I'm definitely gonna stop past there, inshallah.
Right, absolutely. So, Mr. Alger, it has been a pleasure. I
Yes,
mean, it
man.
has been a pleasure to have you on the show. And the doors don't stay closed. You are welcome to come back at any time. You're welcome to
Yes,
come
man.
back and we can help you. You can help us. Um, We both on a mission here. We fighting for a bunch of things, and definitely these kids. So my husband's going to come on and say some good words to the people. Baby, there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well,
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Like something else, ain't it?
It is. It is.
Hey, I say, what was before we close out, man? I say, what surprised you most about the world after you was released, man?
Say what surprised you most?
What surprised you most? Yeah, what surprised you most about how society? I mean, you know how it is when we from us being in here, and you know we can only
It's
perceive
the
from hearing people's stories.
to me it's the mental adjustment. Like, you trying to, you know how we wake up and we think every day in there. You know how our thought process be in there. So when you
For
come out
sure.
here, you gotta revamp that. You gotta change your whole thinking process. And it don't happen overnight because we've been in there 20, almost 30 years. You probably been in there 30 years, 30 plus. So that that thought process that you've been thinking for all those years, all those decades, bro, it don't
Yeah,
change just like that. You feel what I'm saying? So coming out here, yo, and trying to adjust your mental is a process. And you gotta take your time with it. You might have some people around you that might try to rush your thought process or want you to, hurry up and get to the level they on mentally, and emotionally, but it's your process. And you gotta move at your pace because when you try to move at other people's pace, it just never end well, man. It just always gonna be some type of, hiccups and some type of disappointment. And it's me knowing you is not going to sit right with you because we got good hearts. So you
right.
don't like to disappoint and hurt people, but them trying to get you, encourage you to move at their pace, but you can only move at your pace because your mental is different than theirs. You feel what I'm saying? So to me, that's the toughest part, yo, is like the mental adjustment is tough. It might seem so simple sitting in there and you trying to think outside the box. But when you come out here, it's going to take a moment, bro. It's really going to take a moment, man. Like it really is, though. We've been thinking that way for
yeah,
so long, bro. You know what I mean? When you come out here, man, it's just, and you're gonna find yourself overwhelmed, man, because so many people gonna be dependent on you, and you just coming home, like literally.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You literally just coming home, so many people depending on you, bro. Like you ain't just come home. You feel what I'm saying? Like they've been out here their whole life. You
yeah,
just come home and they calling you, and they hanging out and they expecting
Babe,
things from you. So,
babe, didn't I say that to you?
bro,
yeah,
it's you're sitting in there and we in that cell and we just thinking and hoping like I can't wait to go home. Yeah, keep that same feeling, but just when you get out here, just know, bro, like the mental adjustment is real, bro. Like we can't respond to situations and things like how we would in prison. Like that's a like,
right,
you gotta try to wing that thought process off now. You feel what I'm saying? Because the way how we
yeah,
respond to things in prison, you can't do that out here. You feel what I'm saying? Like
right,
it's different,
yeah,
and I'm struggling with that. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but that's what we know our whole life. That's what we know our whole life. So you gotta adjust. You gotta start the adjustment process mentally now. So when you get out here, man, you already been on that journey, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, it ain't
yeah.
easy,
That's what that
bro.
question was for, bro. You know what I mean? That's what that question was for. For the brothers that's on their way or the sisters that's on their way out there, man. Just a little more enlightenment of helping them find a way to find balance. You know what I mean? For once they do touch. You know what I mean?
No, that's
Um,
real. That's real, bro.
us being in here, you know what I mean? You already know what this entails already. You feel me? So
Yeah.
out there, you know what I mean? It's just on a bigger spectrum of it. You feel me? So like you say, the expectations that people have, man. So to try to just give balance to the people, man, because for sure it's needed.
Yeah, without a doubt, bro. Without a doubt, bro. But I appreciate y'all
Look,
for having
look,
me, man. Thank y'all, man.
man, look, one last thing before you go, I say, man, what's been harder, doing time or re-entering society?
Um,
Right.
um, to be honest with you, man, I want to say during time because we pray, man. We pray to get out that place, man. Like we cry out to Allah,
Yeah,
man. It was times, we paced that cell back and forth for hours, just crying, man. Just begging the law, man. Just to set us free. You know what I mean?
right,
But on
for
the
sure.
flip side,
That's
man,
it.
being out here, and trying to adjust, um, that's tough as well, bro.
Mhm.
That's tough as well. Like just the other day, I had a friend of mine that just something as simple as I didn't have my voicemail on my phone set up. So a friend of mine said, you don't got your voicemail set up. I said, well, I don't know how to do it. They said, well, when you get the chance, man, I'll do it for you. Something as simple as setting up a voicemail, man. You know what I mean? Something as simple as that. Like it's everything is so tech savvy. I haven't even caught up on that yet. It's really like you come out here and your mentality is still that 16-year-old, that 20-year-old, that
Right.
you still have that mentality when
Yeah,
you come out here. And I think that the people that think they know you or trying to get to know you, they don't understand
That
that
right.
your
right, right.
mentality ain't on the same level as theirs just yet. Because you've been in that box for so long, like it's different, bro. Sometimes I mean, I'm really losing the words. It's hard to really find the words to
Mhm.
express or explain the adjustment process, bro, because it's just that difficult, man. Like you're
Yeah,
really going to need all the support you can get when you come back out here, man. You really going to need all the support you can get, man. You know what I mean? And you're going to need people around you that's going to be understanding, that's going to give you grace, and that's going to be very, very,
Patient.
very patient. You know what I mean? Because it's people gonna lose patience with you just like that. Because they feel like they've done enough, they've been around enough, you know what I mean? They tired. You know what I mean? But they don't understand that your mentality ain't their mentality yet. Like
Mhm.
you've been gone since I was a kid. Like, how do you like brother,
I can
listen,
hear your frustration. I can hear
brother,
it.
listen.
I can
let
Listen,
me
man,
hear
get it.
because
Hey, look,
because people don't understand how difficult it is because they done lived
yeah,
their life, their whole life on their terms,
right.
exactly how they wanted to live their life. You know what I mean? So we've been in that box. We've been taking orders. We've been in compliance. We've been so you know how it is, bro. We can be taking a shower, and they'll tell you, man, 5 minutes in the shower. They controlling that.
yeah,
Everything is so controlled. If you ain't out the shower, I'm cutting the water off and all this old nonsense, man. So it's like when you ain't living to people expectations, what they have of you, it's like they remove themselves from your life.
Mhm.
They call themselves cutting you off. You feel what I'm saying? When you like,
right,
damn,
right,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? But they expect for you because of your age, the age that you are, they expect for you to be already there mentally. When really,
right,
yo, all I know is survival. I haven't lived life. I haven't done nothing. All I've been focused on was surviving my whole life. Went to prison as a
yeah,
kid. I come out about 5 months from 5 months ago. All that time I've been locked up is all it been about survival. It ain't been about being happy. It ain't been about being joyful. It ain't been about living my life. It been about coming out that cell trying to survive. That's it. So
Mhm.
coming out here in the world and these people got these high expectations of you, it's like, yo, chill. Like, I'm not
Pretty
there
much.
yet. You
Pretty
feel what I'm
much.
saying? Like, I'm really trying to grow mentally. You feel what I'm saying? So I can match your energy, but I'm just not there yet. You feel what I'm saying?
And
Like,
take
I
your
haven't
time.
even lived life or nothing. I haven't done nothing
And take
but
your time.
survive.
Yep.
And
You
that's
ain't gonna
it.
be there yet.
And
Don't
people
be
don't understand that, bro. And that's going to be hard because the only time that you want to feel comfortable is when you're around the people that you've been locked up with all that time. That's the only time you're
right,
going to really feel comfortable because they understand you. It's like
yeah,
it's like y'all really speak a different language, bro.
Yeah.
It's like we really understand each other because we've been bonded in that environment for decades. Since we was kids, since we was young. So when we come out, we surrounded by people that don't know nothing about that.
Right.
They don't even understand that. So when you go to explain it to them, they say, damn, I understand that. Damn. But they don't understand it,
They
bruh.
don't. They
They
don't.
trying to empathize, but
Right.
they don't get it. Like
Yeah.
mentally, you can try to explain it 100 times. Bruh, they don't get it. They don't get it, bruh. I promise you they don't get it, yo. You know what
Okay.
I mean? But I appreciate y'all for having me, man. But bro, you got the
We
number,
got
man. We locked in,
we
man. So
got
you
some talking to do.
Absolutely, bro.
yeah, man, you need me, man. Holler at me, man. But I will say when you do get out here, bro, invest in a therapist, man. You're gonna need a safe place to unload that mental, man. You're gonna need it. I'm telling
Inshallah.
you, invest in it, bro. It's gonna be your best investment. But
Okay.
inshallah, just hit me later, bro. Appreciate y'all for
Inshallah.
having me, man. And y'all enjoy the
Absolutely.
rest of your day.
Inshallah.
Sis,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna stay in touch with you, sis, because I want to tap into them resources.
Please do.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all enjoy your day.
All right. Tonight, you didn't just hear a story, you felt the life. LJ's journey reminds us that time can take a lot, but it doesn't have to take everything. Strength, growth, faith, and purpose can still survive even in the dark places. 26 years later, he's still standing, still speaking, and he's still here. Welcome home, bro.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good evening.